Some of Hollywood's most powerful couples have a secret. Here are some celebrity couples you didn't know are in open relationships. First off, we have Miss Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton and her husband, Carl Dean, tied the knot over 50 years ago, but have always had an open nature to their relationship. The country superstar says that the couple have a don't ask, don't tell policy, even though they consider each other soulmates. If we cheat, we don't know it. So if we do cheat, it's very good for both of us. I don't want to know it if he's cheating on me, and if I'm cheating on him, he wouldn't want to know it. This is a weird quote. And if we do, if that's what's making it work, then that is fine too, Dolly once said. The Jolene hitmaker first met Carl outside their local laundromat in 1964 when she was 18 and he was 21. Within 2 years, they were married and they've managed to keep the romance alive throughout their relationship. While Dolly previously admitted that, quote, men are my weakness, her husband doesn't seem to mind, and he knows that she loves him madly. Men are my weakness, the country singer explained. Short, fat, bald, skinny, I've had crushes on some very unusual men, but Carl knows I'll always come home and I'm not having intercourse with any of these people. I'm just flirting and having fun. He's not jealous, and I'm not jealous of him. He knows I flirt, he flirts too, Dolly wrote in her 2017 book, Dolly on Dolly. She added, yes, it's an open relationship, but not sexually, and I would kill him if I thought he was doing that. Next, we have Shailene Woodley. The star of Fault in Our Stars and Divergent had some things to say on her open relationship experience. Although she's no longer in that relationship, she'd be willing to do it again in the future, she says. Listen, I'm someone who has experienced both an open relationship and a deeply monogamous relationship in my life, and I think we are in a day and age where there should be no rules except for the ones designed by 2 people in a partnership, or 3 people, whatever floats your boat. But there has to be a level of responsibility in any relationship dynamic, and that responsibility is simply honesty and communication and trust. Apart from that, it's really none of our business what people choose to do with their lives, Shailene told the New York Times. Next, we have Angelina and Brad Pitt. During the course of Brad Pitt and Angelina's relationship, the couple were rumored to be open to seeing other people. At one point, Angelina said that she didn't believe relationships needed fidelity and that she didn't feel, quote, chained to Brad. I doubt that fidelity is absolutely essential for a relationship. It's worse to leave your partner and talk badly about him afterwards. Neither Brad nor I have ever claimed that living together means to be chained together. We make sure that we never restrict one another, Angelina said. Next, we have perhaps the most famous open couple in Hollywood, Will and Jada Pinkett Smith. Will and Jada are still married, but they have definitely taken an unconventional approach to it. Jada revealed in an interview with Hoda Kotb for the Today Show that the two have lived separately since 2016, but that they were still married with no plans for a legal divorce. The Red Table talk show host, Jada, even suggested that the separation was essentially a divorce and were no longer romantically together. On the Red Table talk show, Jada says, we are still trying to figure out between the 2 of us how to be in a partnership, right? And in regards to how we present that to people, she said, and we haven't figured that out. So why haven't they gotten a divorce if they have separated? Jada stated that she made a promise that there will never be a reason for them to ever divorce. We will work through whatever, and I just haven't been able to break that promise, she says. On a 2021 episode of her show Red Table Talk, Willow Smith, the daughter of Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, also opened up about being polyamorous. It's about being able to have the freedom to create a relationship for yourself, she said on the show, to the confusion of her grandmother sitting beside her. With polyamory, I think the main foundation is the freedom to be able to create a relationship style that works for you and not just stepping into monogamy because that's what everybody around you says is the right thing to do, Willow Smith says. I was like, how can I structure the way I approach relationships with that in mind? With the help of a diverse group of polyamorous guests, the Red Table Talk Show broke down myths and stigma associated with non-monogamy. They talked to experts to further drill down what it's all about. If people believe it can only end in unhappiness, well, many unhappy polyamorous people end up in my office. It's true, said Sheila Addison, a family and marriage therapist, as do many unhappy monogamous people. Next, we have Rachel Ray and her husband, John Cusimano. Chef Rachel Ray and her husband, John, have been married since 2005, and the couple's relationship has been the topic of many tabloid stories. Rumors of John frequenting a swingers club called Checkmate without Rachel fueled rumors that the couple is indeed in an open marriage. Although the two have never discussed their relationship in public, they recently renewed their vows in 2015, so their unconventional marriage clearly works for them. Also, how they met is super hilarious. The two met at a mutual friend's birthday party, and when John told Ray about his cooking skills, she assumed he was gay. I was going to set him up with a friend of mine, another handsome Italian man, Rachel told People. Instead, she stayed out with him until 4 a.m., what she considers their first date. Next, we have Ethan Hawke. When he was still married to Uma Thurman, actor Ethan Hawke had a secret affair with Ryan Hawke, whom he later married. The actor told M.R. Porter that monogamy is a childish idea and that sexual faithfulness can't be the basis of a relationship. Having been married since 2008, actor Ethan Hawke is very committed to his new wife Ryan, but has spoken about the unrealistic expectations monogamy places on relationships. Quote, "People have such a childish view of monogamy and fidelity. He's cheated, so he's bad. She's cheated, so she's bad. As opposed to a recognition that our species is not monogamous," he told Porter magazine. "Sexual fidelity can't be the whole thing you hang your relationship on." Next, we have Gwyneth Paltrow and Coldplay star Chris Martin. According to People, the former couple maintained an open relationship because they believed extramarital flings are part of life. They were together for 11 years. She opened an essay in 2020, recalling the moment she realized her marriage to the Coldplay singer was over. "It was my birthday, my 38th birthday. My ex-husband and I were tucked away in the Tuscan countryside, on a hill in a beautiful cottage with a view of the forest," she wrote. "I don't recall when it happened exactly. I don't remember which day of the weekend it was or the time of day, but I knew, despite long walks and longer lie-ins, big glasses of Barolo, and hands held, my marriage was over." Gwyneth also reminisced about arriving upon this feeling of clarity toward her marriage, saying, "What I do remember is that it felt almost involuntary, like the ring of a bell that has sounded and cannot be undone. The inadvertent release of a helium balloon into the sky. I tried to quell that, knowing to push it far down. I tried to convince myself it had been a fleeting thought, but marriage is complicated and ebbed and flowed. But I knew it. It was in my bones." Next up, we have Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard. Kristen and Dax have said a few things that have fans believing they've invited another person into their relationship. Actors Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell began dating in late 2007 after having met at a birthday party of a mutual friend. In January 2010, the two stars got engaged, but they delayed their wedding until the state of California passed legislation legalizing same-sex marriage, which happened in 2013. Nowadays, they are one of the industry's most well-known couples, and they have a combined net worth of $40 million. During an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel, Dax Shepard joked about being in a three-way marriage with his wife Kristen Bell and his podcast co-host Monica Podman. "Absolutely, we are in a three-way marriage." Podman, who was also a guest on the episode, said, "Well, we were in a three-way marriage." After that, Kimmel asked whether the three-way marriage is also sexual, to which Podman quickly responded, "Not yet," and Dax said, "Unfortunately not. It's all the responsibilities of two wives without the fun." Next up, we have Scarlet Johansson. Back in 2017, Johansson shared in a Playboy interview that monogamy is not the key to a successful relationship. She went on to marry SNL star Colin Jost in 2020. She has previously been married to Ryan Reynolds 2008 to 2011 and Romain Doriac 2014 to 2017. In the Playboy interview, she stated, quote, "I don't think it's natural to be a monogamous person. I might be skewered for that, but I think it's work. It is a lot of work." That's it for today's video. Subscribe for more celebrity. Whoa. Next we have that they, excuse me, Diet Coke. So, he's cheated.